Christos anesti. Christ is risen. Christos voskrese. Al-Mashiach come. Christos a enviat. What joy we take in greeting ourselves in these 40 days after Easter with this most exultant of news. We see lists of hundreds of languages translating this great truth. But if we only use these 5 languages that I just did, English, Greek, Old Church Slavonic, Arabic, and Romanian, we cover probably 98% of all Orthodox believers in the world. We exchange this greeting among ourselves. Our everlasting goal should be to extend it to everyone. We are now nearly to the day when we stop greeting each other with Christ is risen. On the 40th day, Christ ascended to his Father. The last instruction Christ gave his disciples before he rose to heaven on the day of his ascension was to make disciples of all the nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. We Christians today are far too likely to shy away apologetically from Christ's farewell commandment, afraid of being seen as imposing our views on others. There is virtue in such a reluctance to proselytize among people of other faiths or denominations. After all, we live in probably the most religiously free country in the history of the world, where religious freedom and a bar to a state religion are enshrined in the first sentence of our Bill of Rights. And as the great American judge Learned Hand, isn't that a great name for a judge, Learned Hand, said in a speech during World War II in New York Central Park to a crowd of newly naturalized American citizens, who surely included numerous Orthodox Christians, the spirit of liberty is the spirit which is not too sure that it is right. Certainly, all people of religious faith believe that their view of God and the universe is the correct one. How then do we reconcile our sincere Orthodox faith with our responsible role as citizens in a free, open society like the United States? How can we really be disciples today? Isn't just maneuvering through life difficult enough? Why, Father, you ask, are you burdening me with all this? How can I possibly manage? Christ understood better than any philosopher or teacher or politician how to live a satisfying life. He left us clear guidance. We add the complications ourselves. We can accomplish more than we ever believed possible if we can confidently follow his teachings and his example. The best start, I propose, is to be disciples to all the nations. But how? We start now by making this commitment and taking the first step. Answer the phone with Christ is risen and say it unashamedly all year. Speak as a Christian with love and patience. Act as a Christian with charity and altruism. Look like a Christian with an open face and an open manner. Be an example as a Christian, like your familial and historic heroes did. Resemble the early Christians who risked everything and passed on a continuing miracle to us all. Maintain Christian virtues as a model for all your fellow citizens to emulate. Ultimately, aim for theosis, to be Christ-like. It's an intimidating goal if you look at it as a mountain looming before us. It's a lot easier if we take all these steps along the way. First of all, be a disciple of Christ to everyone. Tell the first person you meet today, Christ is risen. He is risen indeed.